Okay, that's a snatch for sure. It's still an open pick. We know that Flap TZ can pick it up. I feel like Super Marco. Oh, sorry. Kyle TZ does not play the Frederick as much.
Yep.
So typical answers from Echo is the Farsa, but knowing that the Valentina is open, they might consider that instead.
Deny,
So,
right?
Deny pick.
Yeah.
So this could be a Lapu Lapu plus the Valentina.
There's the
Oh.
Lapu. And
Farsa.
Farsa.
Farsa. Okay.
Talk about it.
Like in exams, right? Your
Yeah.
first instinct is usually the right
Yeah,
answer.
that's true.
That's exactly what happened to Wolf right there.
and how we even look back at the draft of Echo, it's always been Xpila and the mid lane, and they're letting out the Valentina. How prepared are they right now for Bren?
They should be really prepared about this. Maybe, Diggy is also open.
Oh yes.
So, but instead they will go Claude. So this is Claude Valentina, I would reckon, for BREN ESPORTS.
That's a lot of confidence
Fairness,
coming in
okay.
from...
Wow.
Okay.
They're letting out a Diggy. They're letting out the Diggy for Echo. Will they take it?
They're
No.
no. This is gonna be
Straight up.
fun.
How is Carl D's Lancelot's win rate right now?
I have
Two
to
out
say...
of 2 out of 2.
2 out of 2.
Yeah, it's 100%.
This is interesting.
Just how interesting that the camera managed to zoom it over to Coach Ducky's face, and yeah, I know how Carl D's works, but he's doing it on a tank build.
It feels like a statement, right? I don't know, as I was watching yesterday as well, I feel like this is a statement from Carl TZ that, all right, guys, this is what you want, right? You want the quote-unquote boring gameplay. I'm going to show
I'm gonna
this
show
to
you, but I'm gonna flare it up. I'm gonna be better at it, right? I'm gonna be showing you how it's done. Oh my goodness. So marksmen will be the target for BREN ESPORTS, while Echo, I'm still considering banning out the Diggy, because I think that for me, before your MPL started, one of my OP combos, at least from my perspective, is the Faramis plus Fredrin, just because of how strong it could be, like when it comes to engage damage and a lot of sustain. And then you combo it up with a Diggy. You make a hybrid version of Aulus Diggy before. You remember that? The Aulus Diggy, very strong combo.
Man.
It's like you recreated, but with stuns this time. So, as expected.
As
going
usual,
to the
of
Diggy.
course, Wolf will get it right.
Yeah, he has
He knows
that's the
it. He
climb
knows his
real quick.
stuff.
He's on a record. He has a goal. Now, dig with the Diggy out. Okay.
So this is a marksman ban, right? For
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
I think you ban Melissa or the carry.
Oh,
Beatrix.
Okay.
All right.
They're going out of a different scenario here for BREN ESPORTS. So since they don't have, oh look at that!
Echo.
By
5
some
Echo
chance,
fans.
5
Echo fans. That's one way to put it.
Yeah. 5 Echo
5
fans.
Echo fans.
Pictionary.
It's perfect.
Well done.
That's beautiful.
That is perfect.
Whoever made that, you're a goat.
Yep. You're
Genius.
goated right now.
Goated.
Well,
Oh, Valentina looks real good for BREN ESPORTS.
Do it.
You can take the Numinal Blast, you can take the Farsa Feathered Airstrike. Then, well, it kind of forces you to pick up the Faramis on your support, though.
yes.
So maybe, actually, the Kadena is open for BREN ESPORTS.
Yeah, don't have a jungler yet, but yes.
That's great disruption because it also enables backline access to that Farsa, as well as kind of dodging the Lancelot.
We'll go Grok this time instead.
Oh man, I would really like Valentina.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good option. Let's see how BREN ESPORTS managed to take this. Hayabusa instead.
Knew it.
They're letting out a Valentina. Okay.
I actually felt this happen
Oh.
because once Carl TZ issued the challenge, Carl TZ has to answer,
Yeah.
right? Assassin versus assassin.
Do you
I
pick
love
up the Harith
these
this time for Echo? There's no hard lockdown coming up from BREN ESPORTS. Yeah, surely you have the wild charge, but if you get the Purify on Benny Cutie on the Harith, it'll be a very, very strong composition. But they're hovering onto the Melissa, so it seems.
It is.
Yeah.
And we did say that it should be a ban instead. So, they pick up the Beatrix as the ban, so it leaves open the Melissa. So what's wrong about the Melissa is that it actually answers the Faramis, because as Faramis you want to group up together, and surely Melissa wants to fight against that.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Melissa basically challenges them to, okay, go ahead, group up.
That's right.
Looking at Echo, they say, we love a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it.
For sure.
And Valentina, not even banned by a single one, not even picked. This is one thing that they're trying to see, like, no matter how they don't want to share it on to their drafting, they know, okay, go ahead and just do what you need to do. But look at our
Oh,
smart
for
talent
the first time.
predictions.
We have a split.
For the first time, a split.
3-3.
For the first time.
Interesting. All right.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
toss a coin then.
It's one match that we need to look out for because, again, this is a battle for the top spot. Two teams are sitting at rank 1 and 2. So be sure to check out the Smart Power prediction because at some point in the game, a poll will show up. You only have until the timer runs out to comment your prediction with the hashtag SmartPowersMPL S11. One lucky commenter who guesses correctly will win a redeemable in-game code. Remember, keep an eye on the poll. But in this game, who do we need to keep an eye for, Rockhard and Wolf?
There's a lot, all right? So, for example, the Claude is going to be, it's hard to keep their eyes locked on the Claude for sure because they're going to be keeping they're going to be keeping that farmed. You also have to think about the Hayabusa. For Echo, though, what you will notice about their composition right now is that they have a big and a massive early and mid-game spike with both the Melissa and the Lancelot. Well, for BREN Esports, they will heavily depend on the late game. Surely the Fredrin, which, by the way, picked up the tenacity. I like it. Maybe I'll talk about it later when you have time. But essentially, it's a cannon fodder against the Echo. Then you have Hayabusa and the Claude, which are both item dependent. So, early to mid, Echo, late game BREN Esports.
There's a window for the Augurs to take, and that's your power predictions. Go ahead, you know what to do. But going back on how Wolf is placing the power spikes of BREN Esports and Echo, you have early game. But for BREN Esports right now, so are we expecting more of a cautious way to answer this early game effect? But knowing Echo, they rotate so fast, and having the Lancelot in the hands of Carl Teasy, they're going to actually have a way of pushing them forward.
It was actually beautifully put, right? I love that you put it to how Wolf and Anna broke that down is perfect because they got to play the late game, and Fredrin on the tenacity is almost unkillable because you know you're going to get your HP back.
Yeah, and you have the Faramis, right? When he pops the Cult Altar, let's say you put the Fredrin so low, pop the Cult Altar, use your Praises Strat, hit on 1 or 2 people. All of a sudden, after the Cult Altar, you're already full HP once again. Then your skills are already cooled down. You can fight once again. Tenacity makes it so difficult to be killed in the late game. So this is a very smart move coming up from BREN Esports.
Yeah, with the damage of how Echo has right now, what
here we go.
BREN Esports needs is a bottomless Iced Tea to regain their HP. Now, they want to answer early game. First turtle, who's this?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What?
Flapteasy got it. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it worked so well for them. They will be under the Cult Altar, so there's not many casualties yet. But Echo is working on that. They know they have that mid-game, early-game spike. And they're trying to maximize it. They're trying to milk it. But BREN, they're able to get out with just 1 death.
No way. No way, Flap. The Fredrin with tenacity stole that. Might have used the ultimate for that, but man, Curtis, he really, he mistimed it.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that I can say about that. There's no reason Flap TZ will be able to steal that.
Well, this is how BREN Esports defies impossible, as how Echo, right, the apex predator, right, on our streets. But going back on how Carl TZ has a headline yesterday, that all hail the Retry God up against Blackest International. This is just mastery of BREN Esports that they wanted to do up against Echo. Okay.
It's funny because it's your brother taking the retry right after you made that announcement. But anyway, yeah, not even having retry. I think that was just a Praises Rat damage. It was difficult because of the chaos, right? There was so much chaos on that turtle. That's what BREN's trying to do.
Sometimes what you do as a... okay.
Oh, yeah, we committed that flicker. Didn't really have much of a return, and his other teammates were in position. So maybe that was just a little bit of a warning shot. You never know, right?
They could be pressuring something out of BREN Esports. After all, the resources is so high early game that they needed to actually prevent it or preserve it to cross the bridge into the mid game. So maybe that explains why Yai wanted to force something out.
Yeah, try to threaten it.
By the way, quietly, Super Marco is leading over Benny Cutie by 500 gold.
All right.
Okay.
So at this point, that is actually a sustainable lead. So this is we did not see it.
Kailangan dyan
happen.
nanti, soalnya
We cannot
tumatama
follow
lang
that for
kami
sure
na
because
basi.
we're looking at the other part of the map.
Sa,
But knowing that the COD is having a better time than the Melissa,
sabi
that's
na
actually great news
Enggak, kau
for
mau play apa
BREN
aja?
Esports.
Yeah, because if you don't play a Melissa, Melissa's very good at poking in the early game, right? So
Yeah.
normally you should have the advantage.
For sure.
Well,
Look at them.
advantage.
Use the Grok up
Enggak,
top.
siapa
Yeah,
suruh?
Grox on top. Of course, Kyle TZ will also get the turtle. That's a statement. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
What a retribution showdown right there, right?
My God, this is massive for BREN Esports. Them winning the early stages and knowing that Echo is actually a team that relies heavily on winning the early game. This is gonna be so important for BREN Esports. They can really chill for now. And we were talking about how they were using the Grok. Instead of like forcing on these objectives, BREN Esports just gambles the turtle because they know that if they win the gold lane matchup, they're gonna be A-OK. Ogwin is using this Guardian's Barrier to win the lane versus Belikili. And you can see already, Claude 3.9k, Melissa 2.9k. That's a big difference.
Yeah. Ogun's really passive aggressive, you know? Like like you have a girlfriend who's just like, yeah, fine. Low-key.
Low-key.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
I'm fine with it, yeah.
I'm fine with this.
I
Go
am
ahead.
Not gonna supplement that conversation. I don't want to get in trouble, Rockhart. Sorry.
But yeah, that's what Bren's doing with these walls. It's forcing
Yaoi.
Echo to move like this. Look at that. They almost took down Yaoi without anything explosive happening on the map.
Well, speaking of happenings on the map, Super Marco just gained a push up top on the first third of Echo. First keys to the victory. Don't get trapped in the Echo system, but slowly they're answering it.
Yeah. The ecosystem answer is maybe make a lot of noise, because,
Make a lot of buzz.
yeah,
Yep.
that's how you mess up echolocation.
They're bees, yeah.
Noise everywhere. Buzzing
Right.
everywhere, right?
That's actually very true. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's scientifically correct, right?
Yeah, right,
That should
right.
be scientifically correct.
Yeah.
I think so.
They're the bees, they have the hive, they have a good suit. So,
Yep.
in going back on how BREN Esports is on the lead, they're kind of being wary of the possibility because Echo needs to get their eyes on Ogun and Few. And as you guys mentioned, Ogun is becoming a problem even on the laning stage.
Oh, look at this, Kyle TZ! No assistance necessary as they take out a very key member of Echo under the turret, by the way. Oh my goodness, and Carl
no.
TZ, he can't even get near the turtle. He's getting harassed so much by Super Marco, and he gets taken out by Few. Oh my goodness, and now Bren, with the turtle buff in hand, will go and attack the two remaining members of Echo. And Sanford has to make a run for it. That's basically a free for none here for Bren, plus a turtle to boot.
Carl TZ missed the ultimate. He bumped into
the Grok wall.
The Grok wall. Was it the Grok wall or was it just the wall of the Lord Pit? But nevertheless, he missed badly, and that gave so much to Super Marco. Was put very low after the fact, and he didn't have enough ways to puncture himself out of that. Few was the one to take the kill, but you know already that that's because of Super Marco, and because of this, BREN are sitting comfortably with a 3K gold lead.
Yeah, and also how BREN... Oh, something's happening.
Oh, look at that, Super Marco. He's more confident.
Oh, there it
Who to
is.
play in Echo? Sorry, Ogwen rather, with the flourish. Cleaning it up.
That's a wall
That's a wall, bro.
bumping you and following you. That hurt.
Grok is one of the heroes that do not care about to go away. And now Echo, once more, being forced out of a lot of their skills with Flap TZ in front.
Few still has the cult altar, so there's severe lack of damage now for Echo, just because of the fact that BREN Esports have already amassed the lead. Look at that. Dominance Ice and Molten Essence for Flap TZ with the Faramis ultimate and the Tenacity. They couldn't even break the barrier of the Fredrin this time. Very smart move coming out from BREN Esports. And it really looks like they have definitely prepared against Echo.
And also, with the damage that BREN Esports has, with the hard time that they gave to Echo, they need more damage to penetrate the lines of BREN right now. Almost 5k gold lead. And how Ogwen manages to keep everybody in a small border really is a hard time for Yahoo to take one or a good set against BREN Esports.
I have to say, Bren, they're doing this so cleanly against the world champions. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. Because, yeah, they should have the advantage, right? Echo should have the advantage.
That's really what baffles me, because it's because of the fact that Echo is not playing well. BREN Esports is very on point. Everybody is on point on BREN Esports, while Echo just missing their shots. Yawi not hitting the mark. Benicudi not activated yet. Carltizi missing an ultimate for Lancelot. That's unheard of.
Well,
He's the Lance God.
well,
Exactly.
could be they're struggling from early game and approaching to mid game. They need to cross the bridge into late game. There's a lot of layers that they needed to answer. But how will they manage to get through the damage? And just by doing Sprenies, we're doing it cleanly.
Oh, look at that. That was the signal. He missed the wild charge, and that's a signal for Echo to go non-stop. Can the Echo Express catch up, though, as Benicudi got taken out on the bottom side? Free-man knock-up from the Lord, and Carltizi will secure that Lord. But will it be enough? Apparently not. The trade is the 4 lives of the members of Echo.
Still, BREN Esports winning that trade.
This might actually be endable.
Endable. Endable, yeah.
They
Sanji
can
doesn't
tank this.
have the ultimate.
Oh, no.
Sanji doesn't have the ultimate.
And BREN knows this. They know it for sure. The Lord will save the defense, though.
That was so crucial.
I forgot about the Lord, too.
Exactly. I forgot about that too.
Yeah, you say, hey, you forgot about me. I can still push forward against BREN Esports. But it's just small buy time. With the window now of Echo, can they still have a chance against BREN Esports?
Maybe if Carltizi does it again, yeah, sure. But that is
Can't
so
touch
difficult
me.
to do.
MC Kyle Teasy, you can't touch him. Right?
And
At least that.
he now holds the Tizi blade. And it seems like Carltizi has been nerfed because of that. Surely there are champions. But the namesake of House of BREN, the blade that he needs all, the ancestral sword of this house, still is held by Carltizi.
Well, with that being said, the TZ Blade, how do you defeat with a right-born pure Kylarian steel? We're talking about damage from Echo. Who can actually do it? Because for one thing that we're seeing here is the needles of Melissa or Benicudi can even get through the damage because Sustain, if Sustain is concerned, they have everything on check.
Yeah, I don't think there's even a way for them to poison those needles at all.
Yeah. They need the storm to break down the House of BREN. A massive storm.
Well,
They
will
need
that
that.
storm follow through when the time they need it the most? Look at how BREN Esports pushing in. And they have 3 turrets remaining for their base. And they can barely get out.
This is too clean. This is unbelievably clean, actually, for BREN Esports. And a good test for them is if they can consistently do this, right? Because, maybe this might be an outdraft, but we're not even done yet. But the fact that you can manhandle the world champions like this across the map, that's saying something.
You know, look at the players going. Super Marco and Kyle Teasy. We have 3 members still climbing up. Looks like a good early game start for BREN Esports.
A massive early game, in fact. Kind of thinking of ways for Echo to come back. And even that, Ogwin, look at this.
Road trip.
Look at that maneuver.
Oh.
Road trip.
My God. Ogwin is just outplaying Echo right now.
That sounds like a small thing, but you held Carltizi there for like 30 seconds. That's
Exactly.
massive. That's a denial.
They need to have eyes on Ogwin.
Carltizi doesn't want to use the oh my God.
He did.
Oh,
He was stolen. He didn't want to use the retribution because the Lord is happening. And Ogwin just timed it perfectly.
He forced it.
yeah.
The tank Lancelot is not as good as the damage Lancelot when it comes to dealing with creeps, and Ogwin just stole the orange buff away from Carltizi.
In his face.
Man,
My God.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's going to be a hard road to climb here for Echo.
Absolutely.
But what's the call?
What's the call here? We'll have to wait and see. Carltizi did use up a lot of his skills around here. Even the
Sanford low.
last hit. It's going to be very difficult here for him to do. Yaoi being boxed in. The rest of Echo, they're very determined to just let this go. Maybe just send Carltizi to try to go for a steal, but he will be pulled in by the energy eruption and forced back by the Guardian's Barrier.
The peel is too high right now against BREN Esports. No contest. Echoes let it through. Those 2 people peel from Echo Esports. How's the damage of BREN Esports right now? And they have a push.
Oh my God. I don't know how to answer that question because Melissa is not that good when it comes to defending if she is like behind when it comes to the gold because she cannot stay in front. You don't have like actual burst to clear. And even Carltizi is struggling to keep this up.
Oh.
Okay,
look at that.
Tax a lot.
The 1v1 that we've been waiting for.
Oh.
It's Kyle versus Carl. He's chasing him and takes him out. And now the rest of BREN, they're walking up straight into the mid. Beautiful co-alter keeps everyone alive, but Flapteasy will not be there for long. There is still some damage coming in from Echo. Chasing up some members. View with a beautiful pullback there from the Faramis and cleaning up Yawi just like that. Style points everywhere here for every member of BREN. But look at that. The storm just cannot be contained. You can't keep doing this to these guys.
Okay, two things. First, Kyle TZ outplaying the Lancelot, knowing that he has the damage. And the real outplay was when he popped the quad shadow, like two of the corners of the shadow made Kyle TZ in between. So what he wanted to achieve there was to pop the shuriken from the left side, transfer to the right so that in the middle, no matter what happens, Kyle TZ will be hit by the retraction of the shurikens. I think that was so smart.
Wow,
was.
thank you for beautifully breaking it down. Just imagine how the mastery of Kyle TZ has grown. Hayabusa in his hands.
That's a rare sight to see, you know, someone being able to do that against a Lancelot of all heroes.
Exactly.
And that's Kyle TZ, man.
That's the Lancelot guy, the guy that you do it,
Oh
the
man.
guy that you learn Lancelot from.
I'm pretty sure Kyle TZ is like, his hand's gonna be very itchy to sell all of his items and just commit for the damage build. Because I'm pretty sure that if he had enough damage back then,
That would have been, would have been fair, right?
a fair fight. But unfortunately, the tank slot cannot. Nobody can survive. Even tanks cannot survive. Like even legit tanks cannot survive a shadow kill. So, you know.
It's surprising that he survived that long in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he still managed to pull it through. But in Echo, we're talking about Kyle TZ lacking the damage. Who's the winning condition now of the Orcas? Who's the damage that they can rely on?
We saw that. It's Benny,
Benny.
right?
Benny Cutie, right?
Badly need the Typhoon, the Storm.
They need to activate him if they want to make this win. Because as the wave clear is concerned, can they still make it through? Because we're looking at the freeze lane right now, and there's only 1 second, and we have the Lord back up.
I think the name of the game is just keep Benny alive, and you guys can have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
It's a difficult thing to do, obviously with a Hayabusa, but it's your best shot.
Yawi's so far away. Wants to go for the conceal play, complete wraparound, is fishing for where the Hayabusa will be.
Okay.
But look at this, the Lord is actually very low. Nobody from Echo actually spots this out.
They don't know.
They don't know about
They're
this.
letting it go.
They don't know.
Man, they don't know, and it's
Ooh.
just like that taken by BREN Esports, getting that, pumping that goal lead to almost 10,000.
Man, by just looking at how Ogwen manages to push away everybody, well, mentally, how would you even take a peek? There's so much to worry about BREN Esports right now. They have a push, and they're lacking, and Echo is lacking that firepower to give reinforcement.
It's actually very difficult for them to win mid to late game fights because their only crowd control option, basically Yawi, he wasn't even in the he wasn't even joining, right? He was like scouting, and there's no one else who can do that.
Well, let's see how BREN Esports does this now in the base.
Yeah, Flapteasy seems to be very happy to soak in all that damage coming in from Sanford, and Sanford, he's half, he's low. Lord will get taken out. BREN trying to see if they can get something done. Sanji gonna fly in, getting that regen from the base.
Oh, they don't know
There's
Shadow!
They got the Hayabusa, just
no.
like that. We're seeing signs of life here from Echo. The flicker from Yawi gets answered by Flap. Ogwen not gonna be able to get locked in by this Grok.
The crucial takedown of Echo against Kyle TZ. He flickered in. Didn't waste any chance to even have a single blink.
Okay, so this is the win condition item. Winter Truncheon. Available in
Truncheon.
Sanji. I think that everybody from Echo, it's worth it to go for that item. That
Super Marco.
So you're talking about here, Super Marco, the Blazing Duet. Where is the position of the Dexter? It's actually very nicely done. He's able to get out just in time before he goes down. And that kind of equalizes the game once more. Well, I would say equal in map control, but obviously a 7.8k goal lead still for BREN Esports.
It's the defense checking right now for Echo Wolf. How are they doing right now?
The they had to rely on the fact that BREN Esports can overextend. So they at least did a great job with that. I wonder if BREN Esports will repeat that. Surely Kyle TZ will not let that happen.
Surely.
I don't think that, well, he's still a kid, so he might be bad over anxious, but I'm pretty sure that under the leadership of you, they will not let that happen.
They have a big brother on the
Sure.
side. Oh,
Have to wait and see, though. Again, it's just BREN trying to make pickoffs happen, and somehow they are getting the team fights in their favor still. Right now, Echo slowly climbing back. They take care of the big guy in front. That's Flap going down.
well,
What is happening to BREN Esports?
are they losing the grip of
No.
the rope right now,
Well,
Wolf?
they did take out the inhibitor turret top lane. So at least that's a trade-off, but I think that they're being overly aggressive. In fact, Ogwen into the backlines, it's a very nice initiation at back. But actually, because of his positioning, KarTZ had a free puncture to get out. Because as he was backing out, there was, okay, the Grok is behind. Okay, sure, thank you for the puncture.
It's impressive that even in the chaos, Carl TZ can still find things like that, right?
Just imagine
That's
being
cool.
pressured, right? Being pressured, and most of the time, how do you remain calm? Grace under pressure. Kyle TZ, the GOAT, still managed to pull through
Well-
and hold the line.
The world champion. So I'm sure it's part of the job, right? It's part of the job description to keep your pressure, keep composure on your side because you are the best in the world. You've proven that. And now, you have to prove that against BREN, which is proving to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, speaking of difficulty right now, BREN needs to hold the rope tighter against Echo because this is the late game. This is the one thing that they needed to do in order to hold their momentum they created. Because in some points, the setups of Yaoi could be really deadly, but in this point of the game, they have the items to defend. They have the items to counter,
Yeah.
to puncture. And this time around, they would really have a chance to be confident to have a retribution battle.
Look at that. Carl TZ and Flap TZ 1v1 followed suit by their teammates. There's a feathered airstrike. Sanford was in a really bad position in the pit. He gets taken out. Kyle TZ, he's trying to fly in, and it was very, very close. He's still alive, though, but will get taken out by Kyle TZ in the end. The fight is ensuing, and looks like Kyle TZ is still able to stay out of range of the damage. He takes that Lord. He takes the life of Betty Cutie, and then it's going to be Yaoi Sanji all alone to defend against BREN Esports.
Sanji is the only one left alive for the Orcas to defend the base. BREN Esports still managing to pull through all to that massacre.
20 seconds until Sanford gets in. Will it be enough to defend?
Probably not.
Yeah.
So difficult. It's going to be buying time. 20 seconds, 10 seconds for Sanford. I think it's over. They have the Claude in the base. And BREN Esports silences the Orcas.
Getting the first point